Action!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We're presented by Illegal Pete's. Everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Happy almost Friday.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's your Friday.
Kind of Friday.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited.
I had Illegal Pete's for lunch today, man. We recently discovered that we have we didn't discover, but we started taking advantage of the fact that we have like a company tab at Illegal Pete's.
Yes.
And it has been coming in clutch for the squad.
They're just the GOATs. Undisputed GOATs in the burrito game.
Yep. You, on the other hand, did not have Illegal Pete's for lunch.
No. I knew this was going to come up. I'm not standing for this. I'm not standing for this.
Did you hear Jake's claim?
Come on.
Gina, who is in charge of our merch here at DNVR in All City, organized the whole thing today because we needed to put all of our merch in boxes to send it to a warehouse where it's now going to be our distribution center. That's boring. But she said, anyone who comes to help me load the boxes gets a Illegal Piece on the company. Great deal. Of course, I was here. Alyssa was here. The other kind of like all-stars of the company, overachievers, we were here. Alyssa, Jake claims that he showed up at 9:30 and was told, nah, we're done. We don't need any more help.
No.
That's literally what I was told.
Who told you that?
I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I walked, first off, it was like 9:20-ish.
Okay. That's within 5 minutes of when I... No, wait. Yeah, no, that's like within 5 minutes of when I got here.
Probably same.
I was told to show up around 9.
Uh-huh.
So, being me, took a while to get out the door, forgot the phone at the apartment, had to turn around.
Oh, my God.
It's 9:20 by the time I get here. I walk up the stairs, and I walk in here, and it looks like this, basically.
Uh-huh.
There's no... Because yesterday there were boxes everywhere.
Yes.
And I saw no boxes, and then the person who I'm not going to throw under the bus walks up, and I go, what's going on here? And he goes, oh, we already finished. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, they said that the 10:30 truck, it was for Easter, so it showed up at 8:30. And he goes, yeah, we don't need you. We're done.
For Easter? What? There are holes in this story.
Okay, anyways, if you had just peered downstairs... All that had happened was the boxes were moved from upstairs to downstairs. But we still had to load all of the boxes onto pallets to then load them onto the truck.
I'm just telling you what I was told.
So what'd you do then?
So, I wanted to go get breakfast, so I went and got breakfast, went home, published my article, and then came back.
Wild. The story does not quite check out, I'll be honest.
Look, I'm not going to throw the guy under the bus, but
We should actually summon him to the set.
Do it.
Make him speak on this.
We should.
Go. I'll DM him right now.
The lies.
All right. We'll get to that. I'll give you a second to DM. Anyways, the Illegal Pete's was unbelievable. In fact, this shows you how good Illegal Pete's is. We had a lot of orders, and apparently there was a place in the order to name your order.
Uh-huh.
I missed that part. So I wasn't able to put my name on my order. And then I had to guess which burrito was mine out of 4. And I think I took the wrong one, and it was still so good.
Is someone upset that they got the wrong order, though?
Whoever got mine, hopefully they like steak and queso.
Wow. I just knew I was going to get attacked for that today.
Yeah,
I knew it.
My thing is you should have known. This is a lesson. If your story is actually true, you at least got to make it known that you were here.
I told him, I was like, if they ask, I was here. And he's like, okay, cool. I'll see you later.
I would have just walked downstairs and been like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys are done. That's crazy. I'm going to go get breakfast.
Yep.
I saw no boxes, and I knew that's what we were doing, and that's what I thought.
There's about 400 of them downstairs, just mere feet away from where you were standing. Apparently. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I got Illegal Pete's yesterday. It's okay.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
See how many people come to help you and you're moving.
I'm used to doing things by myself anyway, so it's okay. All right. On today's show, we will go over reasons why you should believe in CU basketball. We got a commitment, but it's a special day. Do you know why that is?
Opening day for the Rockies.
Because it's Special Teams Day.
Oh, let's go. It is also a special day. Why is it Special Teams Day?
Because Alejandro Mata is now officially a U.S. citizen.
Hell yeah, brother.
Congrats, Mata.
Get that man a Coors Light and a hot dog.
Yeah. I'm trying to find his tweet here. But he put it out yesterday. Said, officially a U.S. citizen, very proud of my Latin American roots, and I'm profoundly grateful to the United States for welcoming me and opening new doors in this exciting chapter of my life. Viva Mexico, vamos Panama, and God bless America.
What a guy. What a guy.
Stunting with an American flag and the official certificate right there. It went off on social, too. So congrats, Mata.
Congrats, Mata. That's our guy. Top 5 vibes on the team.
Definitely.
Yep.
Always just happy and just
down to crack
amazing.
Jokes.
Yes.
Great guy.
That's where we start with Special Teams Day.
Here last year.
Which one?
You can't ice what's already ice, right? I got ice in my veins.
Dance moves of the year too.
Yep.
Clutch kick of the year.
Yep. Great guy.
But yeah, we're gonna dig into special teams today. Let's start with the kickers because it was quite a battle last year. Jace Feely, obviously the bloodlines from his dad Jay, who was an NFL kicker for a long time, is an NFL kicking analyst now. But he started the season, was the kicker at TCU, and then was literally pushed to the side in the final game of the season in favor of Mata against Utah.
Yeah. Again, maybe my favorite clip of the Coach Prime documentary. Him saying, Mata! He's like, it's too long, Coach. He's like, no, it's not. Put him out there. And then he nails it. I think Mata is a lock to be the kicker this year. And he's been extending his range a little bit. Obviously, I think if you get like a 63-yarder with 1 second left on the clock at the end of the half, like you're going to see Jace come in and kick that. But I think you're getting Mata as your starting kicker this year.
I mean, we don't talk about special teams very often, especially the kicking specialists. But this was a storyline last year.
Yeah.
Like, this was something to monitor. And when you look at what Colorado and Coach Prime did in the portal, no kicker additions.
Yep.
They like what they have in-house.
Yes.
I'm with you. I think it's Mata's job to lose. He's shown he can kick in the clutch. He even showed that he could maybe outperform his quote-unquote range against Utah.
Yep, and I think he showed – I want to say he posted a video of him hitting from like 54.
In the IPF.
In the IPF, 53 maybe. I mean, if you could trust him from 50 and in, that would be like that's all you need. 50-plus yard field goals are pretty rare in college football.
Yeah.
And a lot of times coaches won't even try them. You'll either go for it, or if you're far enough back, you'll just punt it. But last year, I think his range was closer to like 43 and in.
Yeah.
So you'd like to see that extended back a little bit. But in the end, it's about how much do you trust him. And obviously Coach Prime trusts him a lot. I also think you'll have Jace be the kickoff specialist.
We had Christian Palazzo last year
Cristiano
Palazzo do it last year. Let me double check exactly how many kickers we have, but also huge shout out to mate Mark Vassett. Was truly one of the best kickers in college football, or punters in college football last year. He wasn't a Ray Guy Award finalist, and he didn't win the award. But when you look at the stats, in terms of average, in terms of net yards, he's up there. He's top 10 in net yards. And then he came in 26th in the country in average, all while doing 64 punts, which was 13th most in the country. And we talked about it a lot at last offseason because it was kind of a storyline, how bad the punting was in 2022. But you didn't have a single worry about that last year.
No, I think he had 1 or 2 bad punts on the season, but on the whole, really good. Definitely great at the coffin corner. But I think that's the one place where I think you'd love to see him improve this year, just like when he needs to boom one, booming it more consistently. But, I mean, if this offense lives up to expectations, you're hopefully not getting stopped back inside, your own 30 very often.
Right.
So where he becomes a weapon is being able to pin those guys deep, lead to safeties or teams punting out of their own end zone.
Yes, Cristiano Palazzo is still on the roster. So those are your 3 kickers. Let's get into the exciting stuff when it comes to special teams. And we've talked quite a bit already about punt returner and kick returner this last year, especially punt returner, because last year they really rotated, through Jimmy, through Zay. Did Dylan take punt returns at the end of the year too? Maybe not.
He had 1 or 2.
But either way, they were... Because, Zay didn't become really the punt returner until midway through the year. I remember it was the ASU game. He had that big return, and that's kind of where he, I guess, carved out a role as the punt returner. He
was in there, though, earlier, too, for, I guess what I would call, sure-handed situations where you just want to make sure you catch it. He was, I think, considered to be their safe returner. But then he started breaking them, so he just kind of became full-time.
Jimmy Horn does return. LeJontay Wester was an all-conference, all-American conference first-team punt returner last year. You still have Dylan. You've got freshmen coming in who are Blazers and Cam Michael and Draylon Miller.
Damn, if you play in the American conference and you get all-conference, you can tell people you're all-American.
Who's your pick? Who do you got returning punts?
LeJontay. Lock.
Wow.
Yep. He's really natural at it. Really, really natural at it. And the Buffs have some good options, but I don't think any of them make it look as easy as he does. And because of that, I think he's a lock.
I agree. Do you just think there's, we've talked about him potentially starting in the slot too. Is that putting too much on his plate?
Nope. Was it putting too much on Zay's plate?
Fair enough. Good point.
Yeah. And there's 2 philosophies on this. I'll be honest. If I was a coach, I would be of the other philosophy, which is I'm too scared to put my best players on special teams.
Yeah.
Coach Prime doesn't subscribe to that clearly. And so he wants the best players on the field. And LeJontay is the best punt returner on the team, I think. And like I said, he has the combination of just being natural at catching punts and also being a natural at returning them. So I think he's going to be the one.
Kick returner. This was Dylan, and we didn't see very many kick returns. I'll get the official stats here, but especially at home, just a lot of kicks out of the end zone, not a lot of chances to flip the field at all. We were just taking it up at the 25 and letting the offense cook from that point. Jimmy was kind of thrown back there a bit too. So we only had 14 total punt or kick returns last season.
Wow, I hate that.
Jimmy had 7 for 183 with a 26.1 average. Dylan had 5 for 105. Asad Wasim had 1 for 9, and Zay had 1 for 8.
Yikes.
Who's your kick returner?
Give me Jimmy Horn. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why. One, Jimmy I thought he looked the most natural returning them last year. And I think he was like 1 tackle away from breaking multiple. But I think because of the new competition at the slot wide receiver position with LeJontay, you're going to be looking for ways that you can get Jimmy Horn involved because he's just too electric, too fast, too explosive to not try and get the ball in his hands in other ways. And I honestly think he would be a good candidate for punt returner too if I just didn't think it's just LeJontay Wester is like a natural born punt returner.
Yeah.
But I think Jimmy could be that for kick returner. He also has the build. Kick returner, needs to be a little bit more stout.
Yeah.
Because you're just taking bigger hits.
Uh-huh.
And I think Jimmy is more built for it. You know, you had Dylan back there. Again, Dylan, small of stature, but compact.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you have with Jimmy, too. So give me Jimmy Horn on that.
I like that. I think I'd go with Jimmy as well. I think we could potentially see Dylan back there. I do think this is a prime spot for Ken Michael in particular, but if Draylon Miller can't break into the wide receiver rotation early, why not throw one of the freshmen back there and just see what they can do with the ball in their hands on a kickoff? Also, I don't know if you've seen, but this was a few weeks ago, but Shiloh was in Coach Prime's ear trying to get some punt returns as well. Do we get a Shedeur Sanders punt return this year?
I thought he wanted a kick return.
Either way, do we get a Shedeur Sanders return this year?
No, I don't think so.
No.
That was a really funny clip because I guess Coach Prime then brought up the fact that Shiloh fumbled the opening kick return of a state championship game and he hasn't put him back there since.
Yeah.
And then Coach Prime was like, I'm not putting you back there because I know that all you want to do is redeem that moment, and that's going to make you do something stupid.
Fair enough. I will add, we've seen Shiloh deliver the boom, though. He's got to be hard to tackle.
I'm sure, man. He's a prime candidate for like an angry runs.
Yes, exactly.
I would love to see him with the ball in his hands, to be honest. Well, we've seen it once, and he took it to the crib.
Yep. Special teams X factor. I guess there's a variety of ways you could go here because just putting this together, I thought of Kavosiey Smoke and the role that he took over last year, just being, you could put him in at punt protector, you could put him in, on kick return on one of the front lines or maybe one of the second lines or whatever, just someone who can make an impact. Bishop Thomas had a big hit on special teams. I feel like this would be a role for someone like Ben Finiseth. Just anyone that comes to mind that you think we could be singling them out quite often when it comes to special teams this year.
I think you said it. Ben. A guy that, obviously is loved by all of his teammates, but also profiles well as a special teams contributor. He has some speed. He's obviously dedicated. You have to have a certain mindset to play special teams. You got to be someone who just wants to get on the field any way you can. I think that's a good fit for him. I think Trevor Woods could also be more featured on special teams this year. I was thinking of like maybe Amari McNeil blocking field goals.
Ooh, nice call.
Yeah, maybe Cormani McLean blocking off the edge
With that length, yeah.
Yep. So I had a couple different ideas, but I thought Ben was a good one.
Yeah, Ben for sure. I'll throw out someone like Charlie Offerdahl. It's a very deep backfield, and I don't know, maybe Charlie gets a handful of touches this year, but this is like the definition of what Charlie Offerdahl does on this team. He's going to do whatever you need of him. He's going to do it 100%. He's a smart kid. He's going to know exactly what he has to do, and he's not going to try and overextend. I'll throw out some of the freshmen too, like maybe Brandon Davis-Swain. If he can't break into that edge rotation early, let's see if he gets some blocks on a field goal block or something like that too.
Yep. By the way, speaking of Jimmy Horn, did you watch his video?
The locker
reveal?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
That was great.
I would love to get Jimmy on here.
I think we can make that happen. All right, shout out to our great friends over at Circa Sportsbook. Circa's just the GOAT. They have the artisanal lines on their sportsbook,
yes, by the way. Handmade, handcrafted sportsbook lines.
Basically just giving you a little bit more juice than some of the other sports books. So make sure you download it. If you are in Colorado, you can go to circasports.com to download the app. But shout out to Circa Resort and Casino as well. If you go out to Vegas, they're the GOATs. If you end up on Fremont, you got to hit it up. Circa Sports Bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. You must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circa Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER and visit problemgamblingcolorado.org.
Also, shout out to our friends at Empire today. I'm currently 10 toes down on a beautiful Empire floor. They came through and redid the floor here in the studio, made it look nice and beautiful. They're scratch-resistant floors, which we really need the way that we're constantly moving around furniture here on the set. But if you need a new floor, you got to hit up our friends over at Empire Today. Go to empiretoday.com/DNVR for details and to get $350 off when you use the promo code DNVR. That's empiretoday.com/DNVR. Get your new floor put in and get it put in well.
Shout out Empire. We had a commitment, kind of unexpected, out of nowhere, and it's a 2024 kid. This is a true freshman coming in.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I mean, he's already on the all college football name team for 2024.
Really?
Ebenezer Bouzi.
Yeah, that's fire.
From Naples High School in Naples, Florida, 6'1", 180 pounds. Was a 247 Sports Composite 3-star, 1,607th overall player, 145th ranked cornerback.
Goes by Ben, if
yes.
I am not mistaken.
Yes, exactly.
Ben and Bouzi. Like bad and bougie.
Not bad. He went through a little bit of a alleged legal situation last year, which is why this commitment kind of took a while. Charges were eventually dropped. He decommitted from UMass, the team he was committed to last season. He finds his way at Colorado, and Coach Prime brings in another Florida kid. You know, we've heard a lot about what makes Florida kids different, and you've heard Coach Prime mention that he wants to bring in and give these kids more opportunities, and that's what he's doing here with Ben Bouzi.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's an interesting backstory here. Meaning, did he reach out to Coach Prime? Did he somehow get in Coach Prime's ear? Mm-hmm. Did someone else that Coach Prime trusts say, hey, you got to check this guy out?
I feel like this might be a Coach Riz move.
There you go. I think there's an interesting story here of someone saying, hey, this guy's a dog. He's from Florida, of course, Naples, which Coach Prime certainly has a soft spot for. So I'm interested to hear how this came about because it is very interesting timing. It's pretty rare that you get a 2024 commit in the middle of March. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited to hear what the backstory here is. I think it's a little bit of this staff calling their shot on a guy.
I love it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Israel Solomon. He was a late addition last year, and he really impressed us just in the limited action we saw. We didn't get to see him on the field, of course, but he's already one of our favorite guys.
Yep.
All right, pulling up the stats here. So going back to his freshman season, 2020, he was invited to the FBU Freshman All-American Bowl. 2021, credited with 34 tackles, 5 PBUs, 4 INTs. And then 2022 as a junior, 25 tackles, 8 PBUs, an interception, a forced fumble. Worked primarily at cornerback. Naples went 9-3 and made the regional finals of Florida's 3S playoffs that year. He also competes in track and field. I do not have 2023 stats. But a guy who proven production. He's got the measurables too. If you're already 6'1", 180 pounds as a true freshman, I mean, you're going to look the part immediately right away. But this is already another depth piece, and it's Coach Prime. I mean, when you talk about Coach Prime, it's synonymous with cornerbacks, basically. So I'm just excited to see what this guy can do on the field.
Me too, man.
All right. Let's talk CU basketball.
I feel like we're forgetting something, but that's okay.
You tell me.
I don't know. Oh, the 24/7 article.
Oh, the 24/7 article.
See?
Yes.
See?
Thank you.
He was so excited about it earlier.
I know. I was hyped about this. All right, let me pull it up. So, Blake Brockermeyer of 247 wrote this article. College football's top 2025 NFL draft eligible players at each position from quarterback to DB. Where do you want to start here? Do we start at the quarterback?
Well, they said from quarterback to DB, so let's go from quarterback to DB.
Who do you think they picked? Most pro-ready NFL draft prospect 2025.
Better be Shedeur.
They picked Shedeur Sanders.
All right, good job. Good job. Blake Brockermeyer?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Blake.
He starts off the little blurb by saying, leading the preseason hype as my favorite to be selected first overall in the 2025 NFL Draft and QB1 entering the 2024 season is Shedeur Sanders.
This man knows ball.
He does know ball.
Give him the stamp. Why KB?
I mean, you guys already know what Shedeur's about. He mentions his accuracy. He mentioned the issues he went through in terms of protection last year. This guy knows ball. He sees the talent. He sees the ceiling.
I'm curious if you remember this throw because I want to know if you'll be as shocked as I was. Someone recently told me, they said, too many of Shedeur's deep balls float. And I thought to myself, what? And they sent me the throw from Shedeur to Javon Antonio that
ASU.
literally set up the game-winning touchdown against ASU and said, like, this should have led him more, could have been a touchdown. In my opinion, if you remember, the DB slipped.
And then Javon slipped.
Well, he slipped after he had the ball.
Yes.
Yes, he probably still could have gone to the crib if he didn't.
Exactly.
But my point is, that is such an important completion to get yourself into field goal range that I think Shedeur was more placing it than trying to throw a touchdown.
Well, then I'll respond with another throw that you'll remember, and that's in the Celebration Bowl to tie the game with Travis Hunter.
Yep.
That was a moon ball.
Yes.
And it was from only, 20-ish yards out? Mm-hmm. And the loft he got on that ball, I think, is what allowed Travis. I mean, Travis is Travis, of course, but he fought off two guys and was able to high point the ball like right along the sideline in the end zone.
Yes. More of that this year. That's all. That's my biggest ask from Shedeur. Just give Travis a chance to go high point the ball more. But I just thought that was such a weird, criticism. Because if you think about, like, the two throws down the sidelines against TCU that he made that were perfect, the throw to Omarion Miller with the one-handed catch against USC, like, I don't think, every quarterback's going to have a couple that they leave a little short, but you also are now coached to leave it a little short rather than throwing it long. So I don't think the ball floating on Shedeur is a problem at all.
It's just one of the best parts about his game is he has the ability to change the angle, the trajectory, and the speed on the ball so that he can hit all those throws in all those different areas when he needs to.
Yep. And like I said, short is being coached. Obviously, you'd like to hit him perfectly in stride, but quarterbacks are being taught to miss a little short because they're calling that pass interference at such a high rate now.
Yeah, let's be honest about it. That's exactly why.
Yeah. I mean, and the wide receivers are taught, stop. Literally stop your progress and get run over.
Yeah. Generate contact.
Yep.
Can you guess who they picked for the running back on this list?
Our guy from Oklahoma State.
Ollie Gordon. Yep. Wide receiver, we've got Luther Burden III out of Mizzou. This kid's a dog.
Yeah.
Tight end, Colston Loveland out of Michigan.
Such a Michigan tight end name.
He's a beast, too. On the offensive line, we've got Will Campbell out of LSU, Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Those are the only two offensive linemen. Defensive linemen, we got Mason Graham out of Michigan. Edge James Pierce out of Tennessee. This is another kid that you're going to know his name if you don't already.
Okay.
Box linebacker Jay Higgins out of Iowa. Cornerback
Travis Hunter. He also should be number one on the wide receiver list.
I agree. They only did one receiver, though, for whatever reason.
They just did Luther Burden. Okay.
They only did one offensive tackle.
What
and one
does the Travis
lineman.
Hunter blurb say? Does it mention his wide receiver skills?
It says Hunter leads my list as CB1 and top overall player in the country entering the 2024 season. He's a generational player, and if he took fewer snaps offensively, would be even more effective for Colorado's defense. That's all he mentions on offense.
Interesting. So he said number one overall player, right?
Yep.
Damn, this guy really knows ball. Blake, would you like to come on the show?
Malachi Starks rounds out the list at safety.
Wait, give Riley a headset.
Riley.
All right, we have Riley here.
All right.
This is who
All right.
Jake has proclaimed that he was told to leave.
No. He didn't tell me to leave.
No. The truck got here basically 2 hours earlier than we thought, and by the time Jake got here, we had already been loading everything on the pallets and like wrapping them all up. So
Now, Jake did text Riley to come here. We can't be 100% certain that you didn't text him like, hey, please, I need you to vouch for me that I was here.
Nope. Look.
we're gonna have screenshots ready.
I will show you the thread right here.
We gotta make sure that we see everything here.
No
Here we
collusion.
go. Where are you coming to the studio? All right. Not led
No
into
collusion
anything.
here.
Yeah.
All right. No collusion. Riley excused Jake.
I don't even want to put that on Riley. Riley just let me know the situation, and I made a decision from there.
To be fair, you said he told you that we were done. Is that
Yeah,
true?
you so did.
All right.
I mean,
All right. You're cleared. Your name has been
Thank you.
cleared. Your
Thank
name has
you.
been cleared. I trust Riley. He seems like a trustworthy guy.
Riley's a great man. Appreciate you, Riley.
We trust Sorbos around here.
We do. We're gonna have to show Gina this
Yeah, we'll show Gina the footage.
this clip too. All right, but yeah, shout out to let me get my guy's name correct again. Blake Brockermeyer. You know ball, brother.
Congratulations on the ball knowing. He didn't. The only thing I take issue with is him wanting less wide receiver snaps.
Yeah. He's almost there.
Yeah.
Not everyone's perfect, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Blake Brockermeyer, you have an invite to the show.
I might follow him on Twitter and hit him up right after this. Alrighty. You guys look saving money?
We do.
How about just getting free money?
Free money works for me too.
Well, then sign up today at Premier Members Credit Union. It's right in the name there. It's a credit union, not a bank, meaning they're going to look out for you and your money. They're not going to try and gouge you on interest rates, and they do offer lower loan rates than most banks. But when you go to PMCU, open a checking account and sign up for e-statements. You do that, $200, boom,
Bang.
in the account, ready to go.
Ready to go.
It's the-
Rockies over 60.5 wins.
You're putting
That's where
200
my
on it?
200's
There you
going.
go. Big Rockies guy.
Former big Rockies guy. I'm just trying to get myself into it.
Fair enough.
See, Spencer is the biggest Rockies guy I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when I'm hanging out with him this summer, he's going to want to watch the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to, every time I turn it on, I'm going to be like, oh, the road to 61.
Yep.
Let's go.
There you go. Get in with PMCU. Get $200 for free just by opening a checking account and signing up for e-statements. It's that easy. This will be your best money move yet. Head to becomepremier.com to find out more. And then you went out of order. It's Breck Brew.
I know I went out of order.
I just want to make sure.
Shout out to Breck Brew. Like I said, well, I guess you guys haven't seen that yet. So, like I said, tomorrow.
Yes.
Today is baseball season, and baseball season is beer season. Popping into the stands, sun beating down on you, ice cold beer. That's what I'm all about. And Breck Brew is a great option if you're looking to do that. So get yourself an ice cold Breck Brew wherever you live by going over to breckbrew.com, finding the beer locator on the website, and find the nearest Breck Brews to you. It's a great feature there. You can type in the exact Breck Brew you want. You want Jake's favorite Mountain Beach?
Mountain Beach Sour.
Okay. Mountain
the
Beach
best.
Sour. You can put that in on the beer locator and find where the nearest Mountain Beach Sour is to you. So check out our friends over at Breck Brew. Get yourself a great craft beer.
The goats. Yeah, we recorded tomorrow's show earlier with Uncle Neely. I mean, I'm biased, obviously. It was a banger.
It was a really good show.
You guys are going to enjoy it. All right, let's switch gears here. Let's talk about CU basketball. Really just, look, there's a lot of reasons to throw your hands up in the air and go, the sky is falling when it comes to CU basketball, CU men's basketball right now. But I think I'm going to use the P word again, perspective. I think we need to take a step back and realize just the year we had, how far this program has come under Tad Boyle, and look back at what this program was built on and realize it's not all going to be that bad next year.
Yeah, I mean, the program is built on development.
Yes.
And there are countless examples of players who have blossomed the longer that they stayed in the program with Tad Boyle. And I think, unfortunately, that Tad might end up retiring because that becomes so hard. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to deter him right now. I think he still believes that he can develop, the Courtney Andersons of the world and the Bangot Daks, and that, maybe next year is a little bit of a development year. But once those guys are in year 3, year 4, year 5, that's when they're going to really, show on the court. He's going to have to hit the portal. I think both of Utah's point guards just hit the portal. Like, man, if you could get one of those guys, get a senior guard to lead this
That guy
team.
Rice from Washington State just entered the portal too.
Wow. But like I don't know everyone's motivation for hitting the portal, but a lot of people's motivation for hitting the portal is money. And it's going to make things difficult. There's the D2 kid. Like, they're going to have to supplement this roster with transfers. But heck, it's been done before. It can be done again. Maybe Coach Prime can give Tad a little advice on how to dominate the transfer portal.
For sure. I'll go back to that development point that you kind of touched on. Bangot Dak was sneaky one of the storylines of the season.
Yeah.
Just really kind of came out of nowhere. Committed late summer. I believe it was like June when he committed. Reclassified when he committed. So you didn't even really know like what you were going to get, if you were going to get anything from him this year. The year rolls on, you see Jope, he comes in, does some nice things, and you see what's kind of coming down the pipeline with him. But it was Bangot Dak who really emerged and broke into the rotation as you go in through the tournament. And then you had guys like RJ Smith, whose 3-ball was pretty big early in the year. He had an injury, just couldn't come back this season. Javon Ruffin was not supposed to play at all this year. Comes in and still nailing down threes like he was the year before.
Yep.
I think you'll see more from those guys. And you mentioned Courtney Anderson, too. Like, Tad has a history of bringing in these point guards and just really developing them into NBA players. Not just to great college players, NBA point guards.
Yes. Derek White, Spencer Dinwiddie. Heck, even McKinley Wright has got some run in the NBA. So I'm not down on the program. And I think that I'm fully subscribed to the "In Tad We Trust" because he's shown that he can do it over and over again. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This is the best coach in the history of Colorado basketball by like a long shot. And most of the tournament appearances have been under his watch. We just had the winningest season in program history. You have a good freshman class coming in. I think that it's fair to be concerned about what the results are going to be next year, especially at a time right now where you have spots to fill on the roster.
Yeah.
But it certainly should not be a sky is falling, what are we ever going to do approach.
Well, in terms of recruiting, both the portal and freshmen, 3 of the last 4 years, Tad has had a top 25 recruiting class.
Yep.
He's stepped it up when it comes to recruiting freshmen. Last year, they only got Lampkin out of the portal, but Tad showed, I think he's willing to go in and go get some of the bigger names, higher ticket guys in the transfer portal, spend some money to try and just improve the team in the short run.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I've mentioned it a million times, but Dalton Connect was a buff.
And Chance McMillan could have been too.
That was pretty much believed to be a done deal. And he kind of became a mainstream transfer option, and of course then got the offer from Tennessee. He's also being courted by Kansas. Like, he got too big for us, unfortunately, but just Tad was able to go find that.
Yeah.
So see if they can do it again.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I don't know, just writing that last night and kind of looking back at where the program has come from under Tad and just looking at the success of this year, I just think that there's quite a bit of overreaction right now.
Yep.
So, all righty, let's get to questions. What's up, chat? You're good. D-Mills, is this a Rispris find?
Certainly in his territory.
Yeah. I don't know for sure, though.
Yeah.
He did quote tweet him the commitment post from CU Buffs Football, so let me pull up what he said.
While he does that, we can get to the next. Someone said y'all need to give Jake his illegal Pete's. Jake came full after he went out to a nice
I got my breakfast, yeah. I'm good.
While we were loading boxes.
Don't put that on me.
So he didn't need illegal Pete's, but I'm sure he'll get illegal Pete's soon.
I got it yesterday.
Super chat from Soldier Life Records LLC. Yeah, that kid's a dog. Seen his highlights. Colorado starting to look like Oregon when they had DeAnthony Thomas in them. That would be great.
Speed kills.
Yeah, it does.
Appreciate the super chat. Main man Moss. Which position group do you think will struggle the most? I think the backers. I mean, Coach Prime said that he wants to go get another linebacker, so I think that's an area you look at.
I don't think anyone will struggle.
Yeah,
I think everyone will
struggle's
thrive.
Yeah. I think there are individual players who could struggle, but I don't think you'll see whole entire position groups struggle.
No, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I know they're going to add to linebacker, so that'll help.
King Mars asked BJ Green an edge or a backer. He's an edge. He's too big to be a backer.
True edge.
Yeah. He's going to probably play more, not more, but he's going to play some inside too, I'm sure.
Yes. Okay, this is a great question from Artemis. Can see you go overseas and get some Euro guys like Jokic. One, there are no anyone's like Jokic. But I understand your point, and I agree with the idea here. Don't you think, first of all, Serbia is like a fantastic basketball country. Mm-hmm. Don't you think Jokic being a Denver Nugget could help the Buffs recruit Serbian players?
I would hope so.
I really think they could. And Serbia has been on a heater right now of like putting players in the NBA. Now, the Serbian players have a pretty big history of like playing pro in Serbia at a young age and then going to the NBA. So I can't think of a Serbian player in the Pac-12 this year. But I think that would be great, and I think that you could use that angle to try and help recruit some of those Europeans. Obviously, Tristan, coming over, but Tad's kind of dabbled in that world a little bit. Mm-hmm. He had a point guard from Belgium at one point. I would love to see it though. I think it would be a great path to try and go down.
I mean, the top ranked overall prospect for the 2024 NBA draft is Serbian.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of bringing them in and getting them to sign on the line.
This one's the easy answer.
Heavens Demon says, Jake and RK, if you could only watch one of CU's teams, which would you pick? Football, easily.
Yes. Colorado football, my first love in all of sports.
Sports conversations with Chris. Have y'all lost faith in Jimmy? No. And
we'll have to say it a million times, but being high on LaJohntay Wester does not mean being low on Jimmy Horn.
Yes.
Point blank. I'm really high on Jimmy Horn. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's only going to get better this year. I'm really excited for Jimmy. And I also think that the idea of there can only be one starter is off. Jimmy is going to get his snaps, and there will be times when him and LaJohntay are on the field at the same time. But I am really, really high on LaJohntay Wester. Jimmy Horn has zero impact on my feelings of LaJohntay and vice versa.
Yes, exactly. Look, Jimmy, First off, the entire offense struggled last year. Like, when we talk about Jimmy, we're not singling him out, and we try not to. I hope it doesn't come across that way.
I don't think we ever have.
I don't think so either, but yeah, just because we talk about other players at his position and we do like them also doesn't mean we don't like Jimmy Horn.
Right.
What does Zung say? Just because I like chicken doesn't mean I don't like beef?
Yep.
Doesn't mean I don't like pizza. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing as like liking Will Shepherd doesn't mean not liking Omari and Miller.
Yes.
And you can go down the list for any player across the roster.
Yes.
I don't know why that one has become so polarizing.
I don't know.
But it should not be. We shouldn't have to think that praising one person is tearing another person down.
We can talk about Alto and people don't think we tear down Dylan. I don't know why this is the narrative when we get to
That's
the
what
slot.
I mean. And usually there's only one running back on the field.
Yes.
There's going to be 3-4 wide receivers on the field in most
Yes.
plays. It's an interesting thing. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I love Jimmy.
Yep.
I'm a big Jimmy fan. I literally have a Jimmy Horn NIL t-shirt.
I know. Yeah. Mr. Support Friend, any updates on Coach Sal? Nope. Sorry. Scott, we'll see you have a 1,000-yard rusher in 24. What do you think? I'm going to say no, but I do think as a team, Colorado will rush for significantly more yards this year.
Yes, I agree with you. But I don't think they'll quite crack 1,000 from one player.
Baron, if Shedeur is a Heisman finalist, is that Otto in the O-line as a Joe Moore Award finalist? Great question.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I think... Oh, man, that's a tough one because I feel like those awards are kind of built over time. Like, you know, you have like the guys at Michigan. Like, that was a group like over time who just established themselves. Same with Washington. Even before this last year, they were already one of the best offensive lines in the country. I don't think CU's, they're obviously not on that radar yet. They'd have to have a spectacular 2024 season to win that award, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see it. I actually heard just this morning a great endorsement of the way that the offensive line has looked so far.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said they look incredibly strong.
Love it.
Which is just so great to hear.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that you've certainly seen quarterbacks become Heisman finalists because they're just so escapable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Shedeur does a good job of that. But I would love to see both of them be. If Shedeur's a Heisman finalist and they're a Joe Moore finalist, we're in the playoff. We're very close.
Yep, definitely. Renee, what's a hotel recommendation in Boulder coming to the Cincinnati game?
I wish a hotel would like sponsor us so we could shout
For
them
sure.
out. Circa. No, I'm just kidding. I would recommend staying in Louisville or Superior, to be honest. The hotel situation in Boulder isn't great. What's the one that the coaches were staying at when they first got here? Was it the Marriott? There's one right down there on like 29th Street or 28th Street.
I can't remember.
And then a lot of people stay at the Millennium just because it's the closest to the stadium, but it's not exactly a great spot, and it's expensive on game weekends. So I would look at the hotel options out in Broomfield and then just Uber into the game or into Boulder.
Even D Mills in the chat is saying stay in Louisville.
Yep.
DJ asks, will the spring game be on a network? If not, will DNVR and the pregame show do a full live feed of the game?
We would love to.
It would be incredible.
Yes. I doubt that we would get that opportunity. Can you imagine if we could just like put a camera on like the all 22, just let it roll and we're talking about it. Yeah, I wouldn't rule anything out, but, I would assume eventually we will find out where this is going to be broadcast. Heck, the Rockies just announced last night how you can watch them on cable.
Yeah.
They start today.
Yeah.
So it could get drawn out. It's there's some politics going on behind the scenes, but eventually, I would bet that the Colorado Spring game will be viewable by anyone who wants to view it.
Yes.
And then D-Mills also said if you have the money, St. Julian, definitely. That's a beautiful hotel.
There you go. Like the stream, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we would greatly appreciate your 5-star review as well. Let's wrap it up here.
Super chat from
Soldier Life. Best Colorado podcast. Appreciate the entertainment. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate the entire community. You guys are the best.
Truly.
Thanks for hanging with us for spring break week. I know obviously things were a little slow, but we'll be back up there. So stoked to get back up there next week.
And don't miss tomorrow, obviously a normal show time, but we pre-recorded a show with Unc today. It was great, so check it out. Also, we got called out in the chat for calling it Louisville, but that's actually how you pronounce it in Colorado.
Yep.
The Colorado Louisville is pronounced Louisville.
Yep.
Kentucky, it's Louisville.
We make that distinction.
Yes.
Thank you, Artemis. I will greatly enjoy my day off.
Enjoy your favorite state, Utah.
I'm just excited to hang with the fam.
Oh, man, that's really sweet.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see you then.
Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.